Stand up now. Get up. Stand up. I'm talking to you now. Stand up. Stand up. We are talking to you. Stand up. Stand up. That means they get shot. Follow them, they snap them. Nothing. Come on. What's here? Jojo, see what he's doing.
Welcome back. The Minister of Transport, Rotimi Amaechi, is our guest tonight on Hard Copy, and he's been taking questions on his work as minister and also on the political situation in the country. Well, I'm going to ask you this one very quickly. Are you corrupt?
Is my honesty in doubt? I have told Nigerians, I repeat today to Nigerians, I'm not corrupt and that I don't like money. I'm not one swayed by money. I've lived a character that most Nigerians can tell you. I try as much as possible not to annoy God by saying I'm honest. But with all modesty, I'm an honest Nigerian. And there are very few honest Nigerians.
Why do people keep having that impression?
When did that impression start? Yes, Wike becomes the governor, takes documents from government house that people can't read. And say, oh, we sold gas turbines and we disappeared with the money. He set up a panel of inquiry, published the report.
Do you think it comes from the fact that you led the campaign organization of President Buhari?
No, well, then you talk about the PDP angle to it. They are bitter that we fought and led, and led the movement against the former government and PDP, and we were successful to have removed PDP in power. Ask yourself one question. Let me ask you this question again. If I was corrupt, why didn't President Goodluck prosecute me? The fight between Goodluck and Rivers State government or myself lasted for 2 years.
You were immune as a governor.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
You had immunity.
For Christ's sake. Adamawa governor had immunity and they removed him. So it's about, take the Adamawa one for instance. They went after the innocent man for nothing. For nothing. They went after him. They were coming for me. They were coming for me. Even in the case of the Adamawa government, they had no facts. The court has overruled it or did not install him as
the question, how is it that you were able to fund the 2015 presidential elections?
Clap for yourself. You have evidence that I funded the 2015 election.
You led the campaign.
Leading the campaign does not mean you funded the election.
So where did you get the funds from?
You need to ask the Buhari campaign organization. There were contributions from everywhere. Everybody contributed. There were people. This is the woman who had to work to give Buhari her last savings. Nigerians wanted change. The level of corruption was very high. So Nigerians wanted to contribute to remove that government. Now, you know, including you, I believe that Nigerians owe me a lot. When I sit in my house, I believe Nigerians owe me a lot. First, we saved this country from that level of corruption. Corruption where you see $50 million at Osborne Street. And those who shared in the corruption are busy dancing about it. Femi Fani-Kayode, when he was Minister of State, Minister of Aviation, Dr. Peter Odili's government gave him 2 billion naira to fix the runway. It's not there on the record of aviation. I'm the Minister of Transportation, I have that record. It's not there. He went away with the 2 billion naira.
Are those allegations that you're making against him?
I'm not making allegations, I'm saying statement of fact. I'm Minister for Transportation. Dr. Peter Odili, I was Governor of Rivers State. In writing, Cabinet approved, handed over 2 billion naira to Femi Fani-Kayode to fix the runway, Rivers State, the runway at the Port Harcourt Airport that was closed for 2 years. And Femi Fani-Kayode left with the money. Is that the kind of character I will speak to? That's not the kind of character. We are not on the same level.
Will you make the facts available to us?
Tomorrow morning. As Minister for Transportation, I give you tomorrow morning. There's no evidence anywhere in the Ministry of Transportation to show that 2 billion naira was transferred by the Rivers State government to Aviation to go and fix the airport. The man left with the money.
Well, Minister Amaechi, I'm going to ask for that, evidence of that
I said tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow
Just come,
morning,
I'll take you to Aviation.
Well, President Buhari's health is now a subject of controversy. And I'm sure that you'll be concerned as DG of his campaign, for the 2015 elections. He's rarely seen in public these days, but his aides say that he's recovering, he's doing okay, and he shouldn't be ruled out for the 2019 elections. Is this something that you're optimistic of?
Of course. If you watch the president the first day he came back to now, you'll see that there's a huge improvement. In terms of the weight he's regained, beginning to regain his weight and all that. And I tell you, Nigerians, you see, this is a 74-year-old man. He's no longer a 58-year-old man. He's no longer 50. He's not like a very young man. Now, what should concern Nigeria is whether he provides good leadership. That's what should concern Nigerians. Has he kept to his campaign promises? He made 3. All the rest things you're hearing are all propaganda, social media propaganda. Said I will fight insurgency, especially Boko Haram. That he has done successfully. He said he would improve on the economy. Right? And I think, which is the other one? Unemployment. Okay, so let's take them one after the other. We got into the country, we got into government, the economy collapsed. Economy collapsed because of the total stealing. Nobody remembers that the president couldn't even move into the presidential lodge. There was literally no money to even run his government. Nobody could remember that he did not even form cabinet on time because he was looking, where do you even get the money to run government? Where do you get the money to even pay ministers?
I'm asking you very quickly and very upfrontly, if you were to run in 2019, is this something you would advise?
I would advise that he should.
Despite his age and the medical issue he's been through in the last couple of weeks.
He's a human being. Every human being fall ill. You fall ill, I fall ill. Every human being. You're not God. Nobody decides how well you are. But the president is fit enough to govern. And if he makes that decision to run in 2019, if he does, I don't think there's anything wrong in supporting him.
So just let's quickly clarify this. When you said that Mr. Peter Odili, then governor of Rivers State, signed off 2 billion naira for Rivers.
As Rivers State government contribution to the construction of the runway that had collapsed in Port Harcourt at the Port Harcourt International Airport.
Was it to the Ministry of Aviation?
Yes.
Not to Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode?
No, to Ministry of Aviation. And the man picked it and ran away. Is that the person I should speak to? This is not the first time China says me about Femi Fani-Kayode. He's not a character for me to talk about. People should stop asking me about him.
We spoke with the former Minister for Aviation, Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode, and this is what he had to say about the allegation that he ran off with 2 billion naira Rivers State contribution meant for the construction of the Port Harcourt runway.
This is an absurd allegation. First and foremost, I wasn't given any money by Rivers State government. It was my predecessor in office that was given a loan by Rivers State government. And the money was not paid to aviation, it was paid to FAN. It was a loan from the Rivers State government to FAN, as I understand it. The amount was 2 billion naira. Professor Borishade was minister at the time, not me. And the money wasn't paid to the ministry. It was paid to FAN, to the FAN account. That is number one. Secondly, when the money was paid to FAN, FAN spent about 350 million naira out of it before I even became minister. That is, Boris Shadi authorized that expenditure on the Port Harcourt runway. By the time I got into office, there was 1.6 billion naira of that money left in the FAN account. They told me about it. And what did we do with the money? We gave Julius Berger, and they're still alive and well, 1.5 billion out of that money. It's in my records. We paid them the money. They did the work. That was 50% payment up front for the airport runway. The airport runway was completed before I left office. It was commissioned about a month after we left office by Dizani, Alison Madweke, my successor in office. And we left 132 million naira in the FAN account for my successor in office, who again was Dizani, and then later Felix Hyatt. The records are there. So when he says, I was given, there's no evidence of payment to the ministry, it's quite possible that he hasn't accepted the fact or recognized the fact that no money was paid to the ministry by the River State government. Dr. Odili is still alive. They should ask him. It was paid to FAN.
Was it part of the allegations that you faced with the EFCC?
That's a good question. Every aspect of this, of my tenure in office throughout the time when we left, that is for, what, about a year or two before I was prosecuted for 7 years. This was investigated, not just by the EFCC. If you remember, there was a public hearing by the Senate, and I had to come up with all the facts and figures. My predecessor in office was there, my successor in office, everybody was there. We all had to account for what we did. And every penny that I was given as Minister of Aviation, I was given 11 billion naira for various projects. I spent 3.8 billion naira. I accounted for every penny, and I left 7.2 billion naira in the ministry's account from the intervention fund for my successor in office.
Why was it controversial then?
Well, it was controversial because of the kind of absurd allegations that people like Rotimi Amaechi and others made. And at the end of the day, there was absolutely nothing. If you remember, all charges against me on the intervention fund were thrown out. I wasn't prosecuted for anything to do with aviation. And what they prosecuted me for, we went at it for 7 years, and I was eventually acquitted. It had nothing to do with aviation.
So do you intend to sue him then?
Of course I'm going to sue him. I've consulted my lawyers. What he has said makes no sense. It is nonsensical. It is reflective of his diseased mind, like I said earlier. And I'm waiting for him. And you'll be hearing from my lawyers as early as Tuesday next week.
That's the program tonight. Thank you for your mails and all your tweets in our last edition of Hard Copy. You too can send us your thoughts on the program. Our address, hardcopy@channelstv.com, and our Twitter handle is @CityVHardCopy. Thank you for watching. I'm Maokbe Ogun. See you next week.
I got it. Ayoma na-azụ onwe I think it's for your no. Ikwere na Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. Ikwere na Biafra, welere mo fakagelo. Ikwere na Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. Ikwere na Biafra, welere mo fakagelo. Ikwere na Biafra gabiarere. Ikwere na Biafra, welere mo fakagelo. Ikwere na Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. Ikwere na Biafra, welere mo fakagelo. IPOB, one family. IPOB, one family. One family. IPOB. Let's say one big family because IPOB is a big family. IPOB, one family. IPOB, one family. IPOB, one family. Una say one big family. IPOB, one family. IPOB, one family. Biafra. Shalom, brothers.
All hail Biafrans. All hail Biafrans. We are here live at Obani, the great Eyimba zone. They are here to showcase themselves today. They are here to make the whole world understand that they are ready for the boycott of the Anambra election in Biafran land. They are here to make the world understand that the boycotting of the Anambra election is certain, that them IPOB will not vote for anybody. And they strongly believe that Biafra has come. All hail Biafrans. Our people are here. They said no matter what the Nigerian government will do, that they are ready to take the battle to the battleground. And they must succeed to bring Biafra. That the time for them to restore Biafra is now. That the time to restore Biafra is now. All hail Biafrans. All hail Biafrans. We are bringing this program to you from Biafran Television, live here in Aba, to make you understand that wherever you go, no matter what the condition may be, that Biafra in Aba will never go back. Mostly the Eyimba zone under Abia Central said they are well stand behind our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No matter the situation in Abia State, they are ready to face the battle. That they are ready to die to bring Biafra to stand still. All hail Biafrans. All hail Biafrans. We watch all our viewers all over the world to keep watching us, that we are coming to for the interview section. Thank you. Keep watching and don't touch the die.
Let's talk politics now. A large number of youths in Anambra State have staged a protest in Oka, the state capital, calling for credible polls ahead of next weekend's governorship elections. Their march follows a report that some persons were caught with sensitive materials belonging to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Over 1,000 youths took part in the march, appealing to political parties, INEC and the voters to help ensure a smooth process.
We are here simply to register our feelings towards these elections. A lot of things, whether there are rumors, whether there are facts, we don't want to know. All we want to make sure is that this election is violence-free. This election is devoid of any form of rigging. That is why we sat together and came out with this communique to address the general public, INEC, the police in general.
I want to assure you people that INEC, the present INEC in Anambra State, is working hard to make sure, putting all square pegs in square holes to make sure that this election holds on the 18th and that the election is going to be not only free, fair, credible, but acceptable to the generality of the people of Anambra State. Take my words.
In the meantime, the United States government says it will offer Nigeria a hand to ensure that there is a good outcome in major elections. This was revealed by the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Stuart Symington. He said this in Ado-Ekiti, the Ekiti state capital, when he paid a visit to Governor Ayodele Fayose. He said plans are already in the works to be part of the governorship and Anambra governorship and Ekiti elections, which is taking place and also the general elections which will come in 2019. Meanwhile, Governor Fayose told the U.S. envoy that the major problem affecting the growth of the country was the poor attitude of the leaders.
I'm here to learn, to see what you're doing, and to think about the road ahead. But my big message for myself is this: I'm reminded every day how important all of Nigeria is, and how important it is for every Nigerian, not just to be thinking about the people that live in their own backyard or their own state, but to think about the people all around the country.
It becomes necessary to let such bodies, such individuals, such country to be aware, because they are leaders in democracy. So it's important for us to partner with them so that they can be on ground before the election, during the election, see for themselves, and ensure that the process is not only transparent but seen to be transparent.
More politics now. Members of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, from Ishekiri region of Warri South local government area in Delta State are unhappy with the alleged imposition of a candidate by some leaders of their party. The aggrieved protesters are also accusing some party members of disrupting the political harmony of the local government.
Warri Southwest happens to be the local government council that gave His Excellency Dr. Senator Ifeanyi Okowa the highest vote. Warri Southwest happens to be the highest vote. And it was emulated from the Shekiri houses. And we know our Excellency is a good, lovely governor of the state. I want to appeal to him that his people in Warri Southwest, in the Shekiri houses, are crying out loudly. And he should listen to our cries. Yeah. And he should listen to our pains. Because we are the one that will deliver come any time of election. Yes. So we appeal to the state party school to look into our cry. We are crying bitterly. We are saying no to the opposition against us.
Away from politics now, in a bid to ensure an efficient land management system, Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State has commissioned the Kogi State Geographic Information System. The GIS is enabled to process, analyze, store, retrieve land data electronically. Commissioning the project in Lokoja, the state capital, Governor Bello said the launch of Kogis was to move the state away from the inefficient era of analog system of land documentation.
It's goodbye to the stressful, inefficient and time-consuming era of analog system of land documentation in Kogi State with the launch of the Geographic Information System, a data collection process the governor believes is the best in Nigeria.
Kogi State is far ahead of every other state in the country. The system that we have here in Kogi State is superb and is far and above every other geographic information system that we have in Nigeria.
Some government agencies explain the numerous benefits the system offers residents of Kogi State.
Geographic Information System, GIS, is a veritable tool in land administration and management. It is the modern method of keeping files and land processing with its attendant benefits of huge revenue generation and security of landed properties. Other land transactions and processing are carried out seamlessly. Towns and cities are better organized and managed with digital methods of land administrations.
The merit of this system is that land racketeering, double allocation, missing of land files, haphazard land allocation, document mutilation, outright fraud and encroachment associated with analog land administration is gone for good.
With the new Geographic Information System, Kogi residents can rest assured that fraudulent practices in land allocation will soon be forgotten.
To legal matters now, a federal high court sitting in Lagos has ordered the interim forfeiture to the federal government of the property known as Flat 7B, number 16, Osborne Road, Ikoyi, Lagos, where the total sum of 13 billion naira was found by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on April the 12th. Justice Saliu granted the interim forfeiture order and adjourned till November the 30th to give an opportunity to any interested party to come forward before the court to show cause why the property should not be permanently forfeited to the federal government. He directed the EFCC to advertise the order within 14 days in any national daily to serve as notice to such interested persons. The recovered cash, made up of about $43 million, £27,000 and 23 million naira, was said to have been kept there by the National Intelligence Agency. Mr. Ayoke, who was the director of the agency at the time when the money was discovered, has